So what's the plan?
Don't get hit. Punch really hard. Save the day. Come on.
Wait, where are we going?
Me and Jim Krieg came up with 10 movies that would interconnect with each other and work into the final movies to be Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Knowing that, we reverse engineered it all the way back to Superman Man of Tomorrow.
I'm Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
They're all designed to create enough characters and worlds and settings so that when we got to Crisis, all those things were established.
Throughout that, we were seeding little ideas of either Flash being able to move between dimensions or timelines.
This is the multiverse theory. You're not making this up, right?
Easter eggs within the shows here and there that we would come back to by the time we get to Crisis.
It was building towards something, and we were designing the assets to use them again at the end. This stuff was all being built for the big finale.
My name is Kal-El of Krypton, and I come in peace.
Man of Tomorrow was the concept of a much more classic view from Superman in the comics specifically. Metropolis being a world of tomorrow, back when Superman was created.
Man of Tomorrow, it's a Superman origin, and it's very sweet.
I'm winning a Pulitzer for my revelatory takedown of the alien who calls himself the Superman.
He doesn't call himself that.
Tim Sheridan did a great job. His take on Clark Kent worked perfectly with our universe.
Well, I mean, I'm not a reporter. Not yet, anyway.
But we also knew that there had to be things in there that were going to pay off many movies later. And that's why Martian Manhunter is there.
I thought Martians only existed in the movies.
Those movies are terrible.
And the same with Lobo.
It's ass-whooping time!
Lobo's a lot of fun, but we're gonna see him again.
Hell yeah! Something you say to keep the bounty high.
If you're following these movies, you've already seen him again.
It's very good for setting up both the stakes and the world that we're sitting in throughout the series.
What do you say, Mr. President? Are you ready to end this war?
The next movie, Justice Society World War II, existed to explain to the larger audience what parallel universes were.
I'm Flash.
We've already got one of those.
We definitely knew we need to introduce the multiverse. That movie is our first foray into the multiverse, Earth 2.
You're Superman. It's me, Flash. How did you get here? Did you follow me through that time warp? Is this a rescue? Why do you have a mustache?
We made it not only the past, but a different Earth. But it's definitely the same universe. When the Flash has traveled to what he thinks is his Earth in World War II, the truth is he's traveled to a completely different world with a different history.
Heil Hitler!
Nazis?
That way we were able to bring in all of those characters.
It was super important that we not just give that away immediately, but also that we build towards that idea of, wait a minute, he's not just moving through time, he's moving through Earths, which is kind of the first seed to the idea of Crisis.
This city is fallen, Alfred. Then we must endeavor to lift it up again.
We knew we wanted to do Long Halloween.
Trick or treat.
And knowing that we had this many movies to play with, that seemed like a good place to be sure that we would be able to do it and make it a two-parter because it's such a long story. It would have been a shame to cut it down to one movie.
Tell me this never has to end.
But it does fit into the Tomorrowverse, as the fans call it.
It fits, doesn't it?
In that we introduce characters from the Justice League.
It's for you, sir.
That is another thread that is yet to pay off, but we will see how all these characters came together and how the Justice League was formed eventually in a really surprising and interesting way.
But you haven't even heard the punchline. It goes like this.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light.
We always knew we were doing a Green Lantern film. It was going to be John Stewart, but it was going to fit in with where we needed to go.
Green Lantern John Stewart.
Stop calling me that.
This is the link that we need to continue past Green Lantern towards the rest of the story.
Let's go.
Green Lantern set up a lot of the idea of war and lots of consequences, just not individual like the first few did.
Okay, everyone take a moment and remember our manners. Oh, crap.
The Zeta beams are so crucial to getting our characters onto Warworld, which then builds towards Crisis.
You think it's just an idea that turned Adam Strange on its head.
It was a Zeta beam. They seem attracted to me. I don't know why.
But in fact, we will see Adam Strange again, and we will require this Zeta beam technology. Those items that we drop in are important later on.
Now Sardath has re-engineered the Zeta beam into a weapon of total destruction. A planet destroyer.
In the same way, we had to see Adam Strange in Green Lantern to establish all those characters who we're also going to see again.
You're not Superman.
I'm Supergirl. Remember the name, 'cause you're...
We definitely needed a Supergirl story.
Find your cousin and know that I will always love you, Kara.
We decided it should be a Legion of Superheroes story.
Think of them as the future's Justice League.
It was a way to introduce her to the audience. And at first, you know, she's not likable. She's bratty.
Your cousin is a problem.
But we figured this is the film that we have to build so people fall in love with her.
But in order for that end to be emotionally impactful, we have to spend time with Supergirl. Josie Campbell, our writer, did such a great job of pouring a personality into this character so that you love her.
Woo! We did it!
Supergirl is critical. She's Harbinger. She's the one that brings all of these heroes from these different dimensions and these different worlds to help the Monitor try and stop all the Earths being annihilated.
Don't get a lot of strangers passing through. Certainly not pretty ones like you.
How did you...
I don't know, but this feels familiar.
Get in.
The idea of Warworld was that it was to be a red herring.
Anyone acting odd may not be who they say they are, man.
What we wanted to do was say, something is coming, and then when they say, oh, it's Warworld, they're gonna think that's the big reveal, and that's gonna be the ultimate end of this series.
Spoiler alert.
And it's a trick.
Treachery.
But at the same time, it was an opportunity to bring our characters further along, to dip our toe into the other DC universes that don't get as much attention.
Welcome to Shambhala.
This was an opportunity to say, the DC universe is really big, and it created all these assets that we could draw on for the 3 Crisis movies.
Go back. You must go back to before the beginning.
That's what makes this fun, to do a shared universe where things are actually shared.
What do you say? Interested in a team up?
This is all stuff that matters to the whole continuity and the bigness of it.
It was interesting trying to be careful not to give anything away throughout the sequence of movies.
Why try and keep it a secret? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It seems like we didn't up to this point, so that's good.
So here we are at the end, where I get to do Crisis.